Good evening. The Sydney Swans have effectively blown up their own season, suspending 5 star players for the rest of the year over the sordid Melbourne hotel room scandal.
Tonight, 7 News can also reveal bombshell new allegations of drug use.
The Swans under siege.
No comment, sir.
Just refer to the club statement at this time.
Got nothing to say.
No, not at the moment. Not at the moment. Thank you, though.
But only the CEO and chairman were prepared to answer questions.
Clearly, this is a very sad day for us.
It was staying out late, it was drinking, it was continuing to continue their night, it was bringing women back to the hotel.
Isaac Heaney, Chad Warner, Nick Blakey, Riley Bice and James Jordan suspended for the rest of the season, including finals.
To effectively torpedo our season by making a decision such as this just tells you how seriously we're taking it.
7 News understands the players booked topless waitresses from Party Girls Melbourne. Apologies for fans, sponsors and partners of players, but not the women involved.
What about the women at the centre of this?
We have we're deeply concerned about their welfare and the well-being of those women. We offer as much support as we can. It's a police matter, so we're not going to interfere with that by reaching out to them.
The Swans say the post-game night out was club approved.
The staff, so coaches, physios, doctors, commercial staff, media people, had a get-together, so it wasn't inappropriate what they did. No issue at all with them.
The club adamant no other players or staff were involved.
Just the 5 players.
But stopping short of ruling out whether illicit drugs were in the hotel room at the time.
The drug testing, did you do that on those 5 players?
That's potentially part of the police matter, which we aren't going near.
We're not trying to brush anything under the carpet. We're taking it very, very seriously.
Symbolically, this is huge without making any light of it. They've got serious interests to protect. They basically treat the players as 24/7 brand ambassadors.
The Swan scandal serving as a wake-up call for the rest of the competition.
We had a bit of a chat with our players about remembering the expectations that we have on ourselves.
I think you set those responsibilities and values daily without having to make a grandstand meeting around those things. No, I won't be speaking about this in particular.
Well, let's now go to Tom Morris with exclusive new details. Tom, the Swan scandal is set to deepen.
Absolutely, Rosanna. Tonight we can reveal fresh details about what really happened at the Pullman Hotel in the early hours of Monday morning. Now, it's my understanding the drugs were in the room. It's unclear exactly how many players took those drugs, but what I'm willing to say tonight is there were multiple. Now, the players were not drug tested by the AFL in the days after the scandal, and the club has been contacted for comment. The topless waitresses were booked through a party called a Party Girls Melbourne by a player, and a third waitress also arrived at 5:30 a.m. for a 2-hour booking. Now, each waitress was paid $210 each. That's $630 in total, plus tips for extra services and also a deposit. Now, all 3 have given a statement to police, and the club has denied there were more than 5 players in the room at any one time. And I've spoken to the club, and they've confirmed that all the players are currently still cooperating with the police investigation and no charges have been laid. Rosanna?
All right, thank you, Tom. Let's turn to a developing story now, and there are growing fears tonight for an elderly South Australian couple missing in Tasmania.
Lauren Rose joins us live. Lauren, they haven't been seen or heard from in more than 24 hours.
They haven't, Will, and their worried family says it is out of character for them to not be in touch. Ingle Farm couple Peter and Clementina Evans are visiting relatives in Tasmania. The 79 and 81-year-old set off yesterday afternoon in their Honda CR-V. It's understood they'd wanted to go sightseeing but didn't return. They were last seen at 2:30 p.m. in the Millabina area in the state's northwest. Tasmania Police says its officers have been hampered by poor weather and they haven't been able to launch their helicopter. So the search for Peter and Clementina, growing more desperate by the hour, has been limited to crews on the ground. Will.
OK, thank you, Lauren. The Premier's announced the dates for next year's Gather Round, but what should have been a celebration suddenly became very awkward. The hotel industry backing the footy festival before turning the heat on the government over proposed alcohol reforms.
The Premier had a goal kicker's grin, Gather Round dates locked in, April 8 to 11.
We look forward to being a big success next year.
But his victory lap soon took a turn for the worse.
Somewhat confused perhaps a little bit disappointed.
The Hotels Association taking aim at the government's proposed alcohol reforms, a 2-hour wait for online booze, one of the key recommendations from the Domestic Violence Royal Commission.
The 2-hour pause in itself may actually exacerbate the harm to the very cohort that it seeks to protect.
We will respectfully disagree on this one.
While battling one headache, another was brewing at Parliament.
Save the parkland, stop the chop!
The Stop the Chop campaign hitting almost 44,000 signatures.
The Premier needs to take a cold shower, cool his jets.
The petition will now trigger a parliamentary inquiry into the North Adelaide golf course and MotoGP.
This is not an inner-city elite issue. This is a statewide issue.
We've been very clear and plain about our plans, including announcing them before a state election that delivered a pretty strong result.
But those plans only account for 45 significant trees to be removed for the MotoGP. The total number still unclear.
I haven't got that yet. I'm not interested in rough numbers, I'm interested in numbers that are accurate.
The Premier promising all will be revealed in the next 6 weeks when the final MotoGP plans are released. Michaela Kamarek, 7 News.
An Angle Vale couple has been arrested and their children taken away as they stand accused of serious drug trafficking and firearm offences. Kimberly Pratt was at Elizabeth Court, and Kim, there was no application for bail.
There wasn't, Will. Their matter was over in under 10 minutes, ordered to spend at least the next 4 months behind bars over a huge drug bust in Angle Vale. Jake Brooks and Madison Rose Hay were arrested at their home last night after police seized more than 9 kilograms of methamphetamine, 3 kilograms of cocaine, 230 grams of MDMA, as well as $80,000 in cash and 2 revolver handguns. The pair's accused of trafficking a large commercial quantity of drugs and being in possession of firearms and illegal substances. Worse still, police allege these activities were occurring around 4 children under the age of 6, the youngest not yet 1.
This seizure represents a significant disruption to the supply of illicit drugs in South Australia. Of particular concern in this case is the presence of young children living at the home.
The 33-year-old father and 22-year-old mother will be back before the court in December. Meanwhile, Child Protection Services has been notified and alternate care has been arranged for their children. Rosanna.
Thank you, Kim. A former Crows player is seeking more than $1 million in damages over an embarrassing warm-up room incident 13 years ago.
Ricky Henderson claims he's still suffering the consequences after being caught with his pants down on national TV.
Ricky Henderson's trauma from this incident laid bare. Court documents revealing the former Crow and Hawk has been suffering from acute stress disorder, which developed into a chronic post-traumatic stress disorder after his genitals were broadcast on live TV during a game at the Gabba back in 2013.
It's really disappointing for Ricky, and I'm certainly feeling for him because it's no doubt been a difficult weekend for him.
An incident that at the time went viral.
The broadcaster contacted us immediately to apologise that had gone to air. So, look, it was a mistake.
And now the 37-year-old wants compensation. Court documents revealing he's asking the AFL and Fox Footy to pay $1.2 million in damages, saying he has low mood and anxiety, feelings of anger and resentment, socially avoidant behaviours, hypervigilance and intrusive thoughts about the incident, and it's caused economic loss and a loss of earning capacity. The AFL admits this incident received widespread publicity but denies breaching any duty of care, saying he should have known that footage was being live streamed from cameras in the kicking room. Arguing that cameras had been in the public warm-up areas for several years. Fox Footy reiterating that all players were on notice of the presence of the fixed camera in the kicking room.